Come with me, let me guide you on how to solve this question. Very simple. If you would understand the principle that governs cycle geometry. Okay, let's go there. To get more clarity in solving this question, let's label our diagram. Let me say A. At every point, this is B, this is C, this is D, and the center, let's just call it center O. Okay, we're asked to solve for Q, P, and R. We are going to solve them one after the other. So let's start by solving our Q. So how can we solve the angle Q? So to solve for angle Q, we have to analyze the shape. All right, from here, this is a triangle. Okay, so that means I will need to know this angle. I will need to know this angle. Then I will apply sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, now before I will do that, how can I solve for this angle? Let me call it angle Y. I will need this angle. All right, now this angle is related to this quadrilateral shape. What's the quadrilateral shape there? Quadrilateral AOCD. That is, they have four angles from here. This 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that is one thing we need to know. So we are going to use this quadrilateral shape AOCD. All right, now this quadrilateral shape also form tangent. So I have two tangent drawn from the same point here, which is point D. That simply means angle C here is 90 degree, angle A here is also 90 degree, based on this principle, that is two tangent drawn from the same points. If you check my previous video on mathematics, I've explained this. All right, so since here is 90, here is 90, here is 62, I can find my angle Y using what? Sum of angles in a quadrilateral shape is equal to what? 360. So let's go there. My Y plus angle A is what? 90, plus angle C is also 90, plus this angle D is 62, equal to what? 360 degrees. Okay, sum of angles in this quadrilateral shape AOCV. All right, good. So if I calculate 90 plus 90 plus 62, I will now subtract it from 36. So I'm going to have Y is equal to 360 minus 242. Right, good. So if I subtract this, I'm going to have Y is equal to 118 degrees. Okay, good. This is my angle Y. I need Y in order to be able to solve for Q. Okay, good. Now, like I've said, angle Q form a triangle, right? Good. The principle we are going to apply here is two radials, that is from the center touching the circumference, two radial, they form an isosceles triangle. Two radials here, this is one, this is the second one. So this triangle AOC is what? Is an isosceles triangle. And what is isosceles triangle? The base angles are equal. So if here is Q, that means here is also Q, right? So I will apply sum of angles in a triangle to calculate for my Q, which is, I'm going to have Q plus Q, that is this 2Q, plus my Y, which is what? 118 equal to 180. Sum of angles in what? In a triangle. Okay, so next is, I will have Q plus Q. I have 2Q equal to 180 minus 118, right? So 2Q equal to, this is 62. So divide both sides by 2 will give me Q is equal to 31 degrees, you see. So my angle Q here is what? 31 degrees. Very simple. Okay, now let's solve for angle R. All right,